OK, I want you to imagine this just for a moment. Your daughter is dying of cancer. She's frozen her eggs, and her last request to you is that you go on to give birth to the child or children that she will never have. Would you do it? Oh, this is a big one, and this is not one of those yes or no kind of answers, really, is it? We had a very long discussion about it this morning, and
I mean,
slightly changed our views. Even it was.
I'm going to try and put it into a nutshell. First of all, so the young woman in question was 23, diagnosed with bowel cancer. She froze her eggs, which quite a lot of people do, don't they? When just because it affects chemotherapy, affects fertility. Sadly, at 28, she died. Her mother says that it was her daughter's dying wish that her mother would carry one of those eggs and have a baby. But obviously the eggs are unfertilised at this stage, and that the daughter wanted her genes to be carried on. The eggs, which I believe are the ownership of the daughter, are stored by the Human Fertilisation and Embryology Authority, and they said, no, you can't have the eggs because there is not enough evidence or any written evidence to suggest that this conversation between you and your daughter happened. So they wouldn't release the eggs. She took them to High Court, who upheld that decision. She's now gone to the appeal court. This is a pre-thing to say, do you have enough grounds to appeal? Is there a case? Yeah. Someone now has said, a judge has said, you do have grounds to appeal. So it now will go... So this has been going on for 5 years.
Yeah.
And the lady in question is 60, the mother.
She is 60 years old, yes. And obviously it's very emotional for her, and I totally understand her point of view. But I also understand the law. You can't be emotional. Emotion must never come into law. So I think what they're doing is looking at the situation, saying, these eggs were owned by the daughter. The daughter did not give specific written permission that this is what she wanted doing. It's just the mother saying, this is what she said to me.
Yeah. It breaks your heart, doesn't it? Because obviously we don't know these people. You can imagine. It feels like to me that she's not letting go of her daughter, and the grieving is. I worry. I mean, if she's denied this, I think the grief then will really probably kick in. This is probably keeping going.
Well, then she could go to the Supreme Court. I mean, this can go on and on.
I just don't believe
this is taking years. This is 5
years down the line.
So if she had tried at 55 maybe to have a baby, it would have been a lot easier than now. She's 60. I have to say, I've got 3 very healthy children. If it was me and that was my daughter's dying wish for me to carry her child, I would fight all the way to do her last wish, to get that egg and to make it law.
Even if it was 60. An embryo, it's just an egg.
But that was her daughter's wish. And so they've got no one left. Their daughter's dead, and that was their daughter's dying wish. She asked her mum, would she carry a baby for her?
But as Jane says, emotionally, that's we're able to understand that. But is it right? Is it right to take an egg, a father from who we don't know, and then a woman of 60 to then have that baby? I mean,
and look after it. And it's not just having that child.
Also, there's only her and her husband left. They've lost their only daughter. You know, at 60 now, OK, that's old, but people are living longer now, you know, like...
But you can't...
I'm up to 58 now.
You can't bring a child into the world on the basis of making somebody else feel better about themselves, surely.
It's got to be for the child.
And isn't this a classic... I think it's a classic example of where medical progress is going so quickly and the law...
Can't keep
up. You know,
up.
some of our laws are from almost medieval, you know. Law can't keep up. And this is... If she does win this case, she will be the world's first ever example
and you've got
of
to
this
think,
case.
I suppose, like you said, the law is there to be unemotional, and it's got to be the best interest of the child. And I absolutely feel for this lady. I don't know. We don't know all the circumstances. And you go, an only child, she's lost her daughter, and if that's what her daughter asked her to do, like
you said, would fight all the way
would feel
to
that you needed to do that. But for me, it's just a step too far. You know, sometimes we just have to accept awful things happen to us, our families. You lose people. It's tragic. It's awful. You rail against it. You wish it couldn't happen. You wish you could change it.
But is it age that's making us feel like that?
Yes, I was going to say. But I'm thinking, is it the fact that the mother is 60? I do think that does bother me, because I think, well, I'm thinking of that child. I was considered an older mother at 42, and I always worried at the school gates, you know, am I going to be the oldest mother? Well, you know, this lady will be 70 when that child is 10, and it's...
I'm trying to think if my
you've got to
sister
think of the
asked me.
life
If my
that
sister had
child's
asked me,
going to have.
I'd asked me the same thing.
But you're still bringing a
course
child
she'd-
into the world that will
Yeah.
never know its mother.
Exactly.
It's different. You know, we've had a great load of emails on this, but Tracy, I'm in the process of being a surrogate for my daughter, but I really don't think it's right for this woman to have her daughter's baby. The child's needs must come first. It's a very different thing.
But it's not her baby either. It's just an egg.
Yeah.
But it's not even an embryo.
Yeah.
Her daughter's egg.
I know, but...
But
it's
is
like
it our right? Again, it's like, is it our right that our genes go forward? You know, lots of women can't have children, and even with IVF, it doesn't happen for them. Sometimes, you know, acceptance is very, very, very hard.
Yeah.
But sometimes we just have to accept you can't have everything.
Well, there's been a
in
few
life.
cases like this now, and I wonder whether they're... Because when you freeze your eggs, apparently you have to fill out a form to give permission for them to be stored, and then the ownership is with you. Why can they not have some sort of thing where you give your wishes, like a sort of a living will, as to what would happen to those eggs in the event of your death?
Yeah.
If you've enjoyed that, then why not click here for more? And don't forget to subscribe by clicking here, so that you never miss out on the best Loose Women moments.
Well, let's move... We'll come back to that. Come back to that.
I mean,
Sherry,
it was
what do you
okay.
think?
It was a journey into school, and I was attacked